So I'm sure as a lot of you have probably seen, I've done quite a bit of game hunting over the last several months. And it's gotten to the point where I have so many videos of the series that I'm like posting videos that were filmed in like March in May or June. That's how many of these videos I've done. And I can't help it, game hunting is super addictive. But I've decided to slow down for a little bit. And originally I was going to film a supplemental episode, but I kept accumulating random game pickups that were going to be included, and there's so many of them now where I'm just going to make it its own episode. So this is a random multi-week collection of small pickups that I've gotten. This is the Bargain Game Hunter. Originally, I was going to film an episode where I talked about flipping games on eBay for a profit, and I'm still planning on doing that. But this week, because of the fact that I have now gotten a fairly decent stack of games that I haven't used yet for an episode, I figured, you know what, let's just include it in what I got now and do its own episode. So that's what I'm doing. So you're going to see me in different outfits and different looks and different eras, but it's all just a bunch of different game collection stuff that I've gotten over the past few weeks. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and we'll have more focused game collecting videos coming up. Not really doing any game hunting today, but I'm here to pick up a pre-order, maybe something else here at Gamestop. Let's go. So Gamestop is doing a pretty solid discount deal this week, so I figured, you know what, let me go take advantage of it. I have a couple accessories I'm willing to trade in that'll get me pretty close to free. Let's go ahead and get that done. So let's go to GameStop and pick up a new game. So I was originally going to pick up Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition on the Switch because it was the deal of the day, and I heard that they did deal of the day in store now. Apparently that's not the case, so I can confirm that, unfortunately. But I traded in my old PlayStation 4 camera and a Wavebird controller because I have 4 wired GameCube controllers now. I don't think I'm ever going to use the Wavebird, so I traded both of those in, got about $30, and combined with my $5 reward from this month, I was able to pick up It Takes Two on the Xbox One/Series X for free. Didn't pay a dime for it. So I've heard this game is amazing. It's a co-op only game. Both my roommate and I have wanted to play it, so I'm excited to pick it up. It was also their last copy, and it was on sale for $30. I was also able to pre-order Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition, and I will have a coupon that will go down on that when I go pick it up next week. So kind of a double win. I got essentially a free pre-order and a free game just by trading in a couple accessories that I just wasn't using. So definitely take a look around. Sometimes you'll find stuff that you're not going to use that you might be able to get some money for, some trading credit at least. Well, I'm on the side of town. I had to ship off some more stuff at the post office. So I figured, you know what? Let's check good old Cash America, see if I can find any good gaming deals. Let's do it. Well, I did it again. Went back to Cash America. I did sell something to get a little extra money just because I'm not working with a lot this week. But I got me some extra money, so I went in, took a look, and sure enough, they did have some new games. Some that are worth a pretty penny in trade-in. So I picked up a good amount of stuff. They also had a pile of disc-only stuff, and I went through it. There was a couple things that I think were worth picking up. We'll see how I do, but I think I did pretty well on that stuff. I got a good amount of games. I think I paid $22 out of my pocket, which is less than the money I got from selling my one item. So pretty happy. So now I'm gonna get some food, and I'll quickly check out Value Pawn before heading home. Back to the scene of my all-time greatest deal on this series, Value Pawn. See if I can find any other great deals. Probably not as good as that one, but never know. Let's look. Well, that was a bust, but you can't win them all. They didn't really have much, as you saw. They did have some Switch games in a different case. Obviously well over my price range for right now. The only game I was somewhat interested in was MLB The Show 20 on PS4, just because I figured it might have some decent trading credit value. But they wanted $8 for it, and I think that's a bit steep for my purposes, so I passed on it. But that was really it. There really wasn't much in terms of stuff I could flip or stuff I was interested in adding to the collection. So, can't win them all. I definitely had my best ever score there the last time I went in, but today, not so much. Anyway, I'm gonna head home and I will show you the spoils of my pickup at Cash America. All right, so I'm waiting for my bus home. So I figured this is as good a time as any for me to show off the stuff that I picked up at Cash America. And I did pretty well. Once again, a trick that has come to my aid is ask about loose disc games, because it seems like most of the pawn shops around here have a bunch of loose disc games. Of course, Value Pawn had a whole binder, multiple binders full of them. That's where I got my mega score. And then Cash America, when I walked in there and I was checking out, I saw just this spindle of games and movies and stuff. And I was like, hey, could I take a look at those? And I did pretty well. Picked up 4 loose disc games as well as 5 games with boxes. Paid a grand total of $22. So essentially how I broke it up in terms of cost is $4 per box game. And then the disc only games were 50 cents, which is basically what it was, because I brokered a deal to get the 5 boxed games for 20 bucks. And then they were like, pay us 22 and we'll give you all this. So that's how it's broken up. And I think I did very well. Very, very well. So some of these games I got to add to the collection. Some of these games I got to trade into GameStop. And some of them we'll see. We're going to start with Brothers in Arms Earned in Blood on the original Xbox. This one I hadn't seen in there before. It's, again, nice to find an original Xbox game that's complete and in decent shape. The disc has some scratches on it. I don't think they're too bad. They're mostly light surface scratches. So I think I'll do okay on that one. Hopefully it works. But I got it mostly as a game to add to the collection. I played the first Brothers in Arms a long time ago. I don't think I ever played Earned in Blood, so I figure, try to bolster the original Xbox collection and add that one. Again, also to try to make more of a bundle, because one trick that I've learned over my months of pawn shop hunting is try to bundle a bunch of games. Even if it's not like the most attractive of stuff, if you find a bunch of games that you're at least somewhat interested in and try to bundle them together, usually that's a good way to get a better deal. So I added Red Faction 2 on the PlayStation 2 in this old GameStop case that's cracked and damaged. Not an extremely valuable game, but I didn't have it and the disc was in decent shape. So, another add to the PS2 collection. So that's kind of nice. Next we got the PS4 games that I got. This one I'm going to add to the collection. I originally thought about getting it for flipping, but GameStop doesn't take it, so oh well. But I think it'll be a nice addition to the collection. Mortal Kombat XL. So I have Mortal Kombat 10 on the Xbox One, but it's the base version. This is the XL version that includes all of the DLC on it. For $4, I'm not going to complain about that. And now I have a better version of Mortal Kombat X to play on PlayStation 4. So $4, ain't complaining there. So these are the 2 games that I got to flip. I did pretty well on them. These were the 2 that kind of sold me on this whole bundle, because I looked up how much they're worth in trade-in, and they're worth a decent amount. First, we have Devil May Cry 5 on the PlayStation 4 in a UFC case. It's Devil May Cry 5. I've had this game a couple times now. I traded it in, I think, every time, and I'm going to trade in that one. Eventually, I do want to pick up the Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition that's on current gen, or next gen, I guess, when I can find it for a cheap enough price. But right now, I'm like, I'll pick up this one. That one I got specifically to flip. I'll show you the value when I get home, but I did pretty well on it. And then this was the gem of the entire trip. And I didn't think this would be worth as much as it is, but it's worth a good amount in trade-in. UFC 4 on the PlayStation 4. I guess this is a newer UFC game, probably a 2019 or 2020 UFC fighting game from EA. It's worth a good amount in trade-in. So that one was kind of the main one I was going after, because to spoil it a little bit, that game by itself basically paid for the whole bundle in trade-in. And then I got my disc-only stuff. And again, I looked through the whole lot of disc-only stuff. These were the only ones that I thought were somewhat decent and weren't like overly scratched, because there was a lot of like PS2 and OG Xbox stuff in there, but it was very scratched. And like, I'll take a game if it's scratched as long as it looks playable. These did not, so I didn't bother. But I picked up 4 disc-only games. These are 50 cents each. First one, which is going to be a flipper, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on the PS3. You already know, Black Ops 2 trades in pretty well in general, so whenever you can find it for cheap enough, definitely grab it. It's worth flipping. That disc is in pretty good shape. I'm going to try to clean it up a little bit before I trade it in, just to make sure that I can get the most credit I can for it. But Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on the PS3, that will trade in for a decent amount. Next, we have Putty Squad on the PS4. Doesn't trade in, so I added that to the collection. I mean, it's a PS4 game that I paid 50 cents for. I also heard it's not very good, but, you know, I paid 50 cents. I'm not going to complain, and I'll just add that to my disc-only game collection, and who knows, like, maybe one day I'll lot it with some other stuff and make a bundle. This one I got mostly because of the platform. I already have this game on 360, but I'm like, you know, I don't have any games on this platform anymore, and maybe eventually I'll flip it. Plus, I think the cost of this platform is going up quite a bit. We have Assassin's Creed 3 on the Wii U. Disc only. The disc is in good shape. I didn't get it to play because I don't have a Wii U currently, but, you know, it's 50 cents. I'll put it in my disc only collection, and maybe eventually I'll either flip it, or when I get a Wii U at some point, I'll, I guess, be able to play Assassin's Creed 3 on it. And then it's funny, this game I thought I had when I got my mega score from Value Pawn and did not, but I did find it at Cash America in decent shape. Mortal Kombat 9 on the PlayStation 3. And that game does trade in, oddly enough, to GameStop, even though it's a PS3 game, for like $2. I paid 50 cents for it, so I ain't complaining about trading in a game for $2. If they don't want to take it, I'll just keep it. I don't have a PS3 to play it on, but, you know, eventually I probably will. And that one's kind of cool because that version of Mortal Kombat has Kratos as a playable fighter, so that's pretty awesome. I don't remember if the Xbox one had an exclusive fighter. I don't think it did, but that's pretty cool. So those were all my pickups. I'm going to trade in Mortal Kombat, Call of Duty, UFC, and Devil May Cry. The rest I'm going to keep, add to the collection. Pretty solid pickups for $22. And it was basically fun money because I sold something to the pawn shop and made back more than that. I made $30, paid $22 out of that money. So I essentially didn't pay anything out of pocket for this haul. And I should be able to use the trade-ins probably to fully pay off my pre-order of Mass Effect Legendary Edition that I'm getting later this week, and maybe have some extra, who knows. So pretty happy with that. So let's head back to my apartment, where I will show off the values and everything for all the stuff that I've acquired over the last couple weeks. All right, so I am back from my pawn shop hunt, and I'm here to recap all the games I picked up over the last few weeks. Now, like I said in the intro clip, this video was never intended to be a hunting video. I actually intended to do a full video on talking about flipping games on eBay, and I still am going to do that, so don't worry, that video is coming. But as I, was adding, a couple clips here, a couple clips there of games that I've collected over the last few weeks, it became enough where I'm like, let's just make this a video, and then I'll do the flipping video later. So here you go. So several of these pickups I acquired several weeks ago. So these are not all like super fresh. Obviously you wouldn't know that based on the power of editing and when this video is getting released, because at this point I'm thinking it's probably like July as to when this video is coming out, and I'm filming this in the beginning of May of 2021. All right, so we're gonna start with my first value pawn trip. Now this was a trip I didn't expect to find much. I just went in briefly with Matt, just casually, just to see if I would find anything decent, and I found a couple decent things that I was able to acquire for $1 each. So I paid $2 total for this. First of all, we have MotoGP 2 on the PlayStation 2. It's not every day you find a complete PS2 game. Not only is it a complete PS2 game, this is a blue disc PS2 game. So it is an old PS2 game. Here it is. The disc is in good shape. I figured, you know, for $1, why not? You know, I fully intend on having a system to play PS2 games again on, so this one might be a fun one just to pop in for a little bit. It is worth a grand total of $5, so not a huge amount of value, but you know, for $1, I'll take a complete PS2 game. Next, the first PC game that I've ever picked up for this series, and you know, first one I've ever picked up for buying secondhand games, because usually you don't do that with PC games, but this one I thought was worth it. We have Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Platinum Edition. It includes all 3 parts of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, the base game, and the 2 expansion packs, Soaked and Wild. It was $1, and this is worth $9. I believe it is complete. I still need to look up to see if it is multiple discs or not. It doesn't appear so based on the disc that I'm seeing. It just says Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Platinum. But the spindle is like really thick, so I'm worried that maybe the 2 expansion discs are missing, but I believe this is complete. So $9 for a PC game. I don't have a PC that can run it right now, but I will get one eventually. And when I do, I have Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 to play on it. So that's pretty cool. All right, our next group of pickups. Well, first of all, I have a random Xbox Live pickup. Now, I picked this up mostly because it was on sale for $1.50. And if I can find a game for that cheap, I'm like, unless it's like a mobile port, I figure it's probably worth at least picking up. Even if you play it for a couple minutes, it'll be worth $1.50. It's a game called Shyness the Lightning Kingdom on the Xbox One. Obviously, this is a digital pickup, so I don't assign it any kind of value, but I paid $1.50 for it on Xbox Live. It was on sale. No idea what it is. I think it's an RPG, but $1.50, sure, why not? All right, next we're gonna go into some pickups I made from Gamestop. So these are an interesting collection here. Now, you might recall a few weeks ago, I traded in a bunch of games to GameStop and was able to completely pay off a pre-order. And that pre-order, of course, was for new Pokemon Snap, which is out now. I'm excited to play it. I haven't played it yet. I just haven't been in the mood yet, but I'm going to. I know this game is going to be a lot of fun. I never actually played the original Pokemon Snap because I never owned an N64. But this one should be a lot of fun. I'm excited to try it out. It's a new game, so I paid full price. Granted, it was trading credit, but still, I don't assign a value to it just because it's a new release game, so that you can't really judge the value. So the value is $60. It's the full price. So cool. While I was there, I also picked up an additional game because I had a $10 reward, and I figure, well, if I buy a new game, I can get 30% off of a pre-owned game, so I can take a $15 game and drop it to basically $10, which means I could get it for free with my $10 reward. So I picked up a game called Moonlighter on the PS4. It looks interesting. It's definitely an indie game. It looks like kind of a Binding of Isaac style, like dungeon crawler sort of thing. Looks fun. I don't know much about it, but I basically got it for free because of value. In a nutshell, I paid, I think, 50 cents out of pocket for it, so not terrible. It's worth 15. So I definitely did well in terms of getting a game for nothing and getting some value out of it. Now, I did go to GameStop later on, and the reason why I did this is because I had a couple accessories that I decided I didn't need anymore. Definitely don't sleep on trading in accessories just because sometimes they have some decent value and you may not realize that they have some decent value. So what I ended up trading into GameStop was my PlayStation 4 camera and my Wavebird controller for the GameCube. And the reason why I traded those in, the PlayStation camera, the only thing I've ever used it for is signing in to my PlayStation 4. That's it. Never used it for anything else. I just didn't think I needed to use it for anything else. So, and it was worth like $27 or something in trade-in. It was worth a pretty good amount. And then the Wavebird, I have 4 wired GameCube controllers now, and honestly, I don't see myself using the Wavebird, especially because even though it is a good controller, I mean, it was one of the first wireless controllers made by a first party that was really, really good quality, but the lack of rumble, I think, is a big turnoff, and I just don't. If I'm gonna play a GameCube game, I'd rather play it with a regular GameCube controller that's wired with rumble. So I traded both of those in, got about, I think it was like $30-ish, and on top of that, I also had a $5 reward. So I was able to get this game for free, and I'm pretty happy with it. I picked up It Takes Two on the Xbox Series X, actually. It's a co-op action game from the same people who made A Way Out. Corey and I are actually going to start a series on this. We've been meaning to start a series for a while where we just play a bunch of co-op games called Co-op Theaters. So look for that in the future. But It Takes Two, I paid nothing because it was trade-ins, and it was worth $37. So solid value for trading in a couple random accessories that I wasn't using. So I will take that. Next, we're going to go to GameStop Online, where I picked up a couple games for deal of the day and a sale. So definitely don't sleep on GameStop website deals, because every now and again you'll find some really strong bargains. And both of these I thought were a very strong bargain. First, I picked up Catherine Full Body on the Switch. I've been meaning to pick this game up for a while. I have the original version of Catherine on the Xbox 360, but this one has additional content. It's kind of like Persona 5 Royal, where it's the same game, but they add a bunch of stuff that definitely makes it worth playing. Even if you've beaten the first version, play it again, because there's enough extra content in there. And it's on the Switch, which I think is a perfect platform from this game. Yes, it was on sale for $30 on GameStop's website, which it sells most of the time for $50. So to be $30, that's finally the range that I'm willing to pay for this. And it is worth $26. So a little bit of a loss, but you know what? I picked up a game I've been wanting for a while. I'm pretty happy with the result. So I got that one. Also, for a deal of the day, a game that I have already owned already, but not this version, and I specifically got rid of my original version to get this version in the future. We have Control, the Ultimate Edition for the Xbox Series X. So this is the next-gen version of Control. Comes with the next-gen upgrade and all of the DLC. I had Control, I think I got it for like $10-15 originally. Traded it in a while ago, and specifically thought, well, eventually I will find the Ultimate Edition for the right price and I will pick it up. It was the deal of the day. It was the right price. I picked it up for $25. It is worth $26, so it's not worth much more than what I paid, but you know what? I'm pretty happy with now I have the best version of Control, so I can actually play it and enjoy it. All right, now we're gonna go into our final group of pickups, which is the Cash America haul that I just had. So one of the things that I did, because I don't have a whole lot of money this week, which is why the last couple weeks I haven't really done a bunch of game hunting, because I've been kind of tight financially because of a number of personal issues. But I decided to sell something to Cash America, and the reason why is I figured, well, I can give me a little extra money and I can use some of it to go game hunting, because maybe I'll find some deals. And this week, the week that I'm filming this, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition comes out. And I thought it'd be pretty cool if I could find a way to essentially find enough stuff where I could get that game for free. I have a $5 pre-order that I got through trading credit. I have a $10 reward already lined up for it, so that's 15 off immediately. So I just need about $45 in credit, and I'll be able to get it for free. I definitely think I've done that, and maybe more, because there is a trade-in bonus right now where if you trade in games towards that game, I believe it's an extra 30% credit. So I should be good when it comes to trading in this stuff and getting enough money to pay off my Mass Effect pre-order completely. So that's pretty awesome. So of course, Cash America, they've worked well with me in the past. They usually swing me a bulk deal, because I usually like to pick out like 4 or 5 games at least. So I picked out 5 games from the case, and I'm very, very happy with the ones I picked out. Asked for about $20. Originally they were looking up the individual prices, and then they're like, so what do you want to pay? And I'm like, I'm mostly looking for $20. Like, if you can get me to $20, that'd be awesome. I'm definitely willing to do that. And they're like, we'll get you to $20. So I picked up 5 games for $20, and then because the last time I did this, I thought it was a huge win. It was the biggest win of this series. I noticed at the corner of my eye there was a spindle of loose discs, and on the top of it was a game. So I thought, I wonder if there's some gold in there. And it wasn't nearly as lucrative as the last time I did it, but I did find some games that were pretty solid pickups. So all in all, I paid a total of $22 for 9 games. 5 of them have boxes, so those are going to be $4 each, and then 4 of them were disc only that are 50 cents each. So I definitely think I did pretty well in terms of value. So I'm going to show you the least valuable stuff first and then move up. Well, then we'll end with the disc only stuff. So first off, and this caught my eye because I hadn't seen this in the case before, and I'm always down to collect, older gen games, especially if I can find ones that are decent and complete. We have a complete copy of Brothers in Arms, Earned in Blood on the original Xbox. It is complete. It has the manual. The box is in terrific shape. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is the disc has some surface scratches. It should play. I'm not too concerned, but it does have some surface scratches, so we'll see. But it wasn't bad enough where I thought it was an absolute pass. $4 for this. It's worth about $5, so not worth a lot of money, but I did enjoy the first Brothers in Arms when I played it on the original Xbox, and I don't think I've ever played this one, so add it to the collection. Why not? Next, and then again, this was another older gen game that I saw that I didn't own already, and I figured, well, might as well add it for the bulk deal. That's one trick I do a lot is, if it's a game I'm somewhat interested in, I'll grab it in case it makes a bulk deal more enticing. We got Red Faction 2 on the PS2. It's an old school EB Games Gamestop case, and it's disc only. The disc is in pretty solid shape for an old PS2 game. I paid $4. It's worth $4, so this one's not worth a ton, but again, it was mostly just to sweeten the bulk deal aspect. So I'll take it, and it's another game I can add to the collection. No issues there. All right, so now I've got 3 PS4 games, 2 of which I got specifically to flip, and you will see why when I reveal the values. And one that I grabbed again, mostly because of the bulk deal thing, but also it's a decent game that was enticing to add to the collection. First, we have Mortal Kombat XL. So this is the version of Mortal Kombat 10 that includes all the DLC in it. I do have Mortal Kombat 10 already on the Xbox One, but I don't have this version. So I figured, well, for $4, I'll add it to my collection or flip it one way or another. I'm probably going to keep it just because, and it's cool that it has all these, additional characters. It's got like a whole bunch of horror icons and stuff in it, so pretty cool. Paid $4. This one is worth $13, so solid pickup. Nice addition to the collection. All right, these are the 2 that I picked up specifically to flip, and with good reason. Devil May Cry 5 on the PS4. I've had this game before. I thought it still had a decent amount of value, although it has more value than I thought it did. I paid $4. It trades in at GameStop for $11. So if it's a game I'm planning on flipping, I'm going to tell you the GameStop trade-in value. Now that 11 does not include any additional bonuses, so when I trade this in towards Mass Effect, it's actually going to be worth more than that. So that's the base trade-in with the Pro membership is $11. So pretty good for 4. I'll take that, definitely. And then this one was the biggest win, and I thought it would have some value. I did not know how much. It has a lot. We have UFC 4 on the PlayStation 4. This is the newest UFC game to come out. $4. This one is worth $18.70 in GameStop trade-in, and that's the base. That's not including any bonuses. So this one's a huge win. It basically paid for the entire lot by itself, and then after my trade-in bonuses, it will have paid for the entire lot by itself. Huge, huge score. And I will say, it was interesting because I noticed Cash America has started kind of looking up prices, but because I made a bulk deal and had a conversation with the employees and stuff, they stopped. I'm glad they stopped before they got to that one, because that one's worth a lot of money. So, yeah. Did pretty well. Got 2 games that I can flip for almost $30 by themselves without any bonuses, and we're not done. So the last 4 games are disc only, and I picked them up. Some of them I picked up just because, and some of them I picked up because I can flip them. So the first one, and this one's one I'm adding to the collection, and it's also the first game I saw. We have Putty Squad on the PS4. It's disc only. The disc is in pretty decent shape. I've heard this game is not good at all, but I figure for the price that they quoted me, any game is worth it. I paid 50 cents for this, and it is worth $6. So, you know, not bad. Worst comes to worst, I'll try to flip this in like a bulk disc only deal or something. I don't know. I also have this leftover Redbox case that I had from Extinction because I gave Extinction a proper case. So I will put Putty Squad in there, and now it has a case to add to the PS4 collection. Next up, and this one I mostly picked up because of the platform. The game itself is not worth a lot of money, but the platform it's on makes it kind of interesting, and that is Assassin's Creed 3, but for the Wii U. Again, it's kind of rare to find Wii U games that often anymore. Like, you find some shovelware stuff, but it's becoming harder and harder to find regular Wii U games that aren't like sports games. So this one is not worth a lot. I paid 50 cents for it. It's worth $6. I already have Assassin's Creed 3 on the 360, but I figured, you know what, it's disc only. I might be able to flip it eventually, or, you know, maybe I'll try playing Assassin's Creed 3 on the Wii U if I get a Wii U one day. So, we'll see. I figure it's worth it. This one, I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna flip yet. I can flip it, and it's only worth like $2 in trade-in, but I also might keep it because of what it is. I can't play it yet, but eventually I can. We have Mortal Kombat. This is Mortal Kombat 9 on the PS3. I wish it was the 360 version, but it's PS3 version. What's cool about this one is it actually has Kratos as a playable fighter, which is exclusive to the PlayStation version. Because it's Mortal Kombat, it actually has trade-in value, unlike Mortal Kombat XL, which is odd to me that the PS4 game you can't trade in, but you can trade in this PS3 game. I don't know. It's worth $2.20 in trade-in. I paid 50 cents for it. So even if I trade it in, it's still worth 4 times what I paid for it. I might keep it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm probably going to bring it just to see if GameStop will take it, but if not, I'll keep it. It's a cool PS3 game. And then this was the biggest score of the 50-cent lineup, and as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to grab it. I was just hoping it was in decent enough shape, and it's in decent shape. I definitely want to clean it up to make it look more presentable, because I've had in the past where I go directly to GameStop from pawn shops, and then they look at the disc and it's dirty or scutsy and charge me a refurb fee, so I don't want that to happen this time. So I'm hoping this one will be doing me well. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on the PS3. This game is one you always want to pick up whenever you find it, if it's in decent shape on PS3 or Xbox 360, because it trades in for a good amount of money. 50 cents for the disc only. For this, it is worth $7.70 in trade-in. So a huge profit considering what I paid for it. So even if I just trade in Devil May Cry, UFC, and Call of Duty, that's like $36 in trade-in, which is pretty crazy when you look at it. So I'm very close to having enough to pay off my pre-order completely. And that's not including any extra bonuses. So I might add Mortal Kombat to that pile. I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll see. If GameStop takes it, great. If not, whatever. But I'll probably try to trade those 4 games in towards Mass Effect and see if I can get that game for free. So there you go. That is my pickups for a number of different weeks, and that is going to do it for this episode of The Bargain Game Hunter. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you are new to this series and new to this channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. And I will see you on the next episode of The Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.